Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope you're okay today. It's good to see you. I just want to share with you, if you're a pastor or a servant of the Lord today, something I think it's really important what I'm going to say, and I just hope that you just take into consideration what I'm going to say, think about it, pray about it. And that's this: is I was involved in a political dogfight with the militant atheist. I felt for the last 3 years very few people were actually aware in the public eye as to the aggressive nature of these atheists and the things that they were getting up to and the demonizing language that they were using. And I tried to warn people, but it was not my calling. It was not something that I was really called to do, and I would not recommend doing that at all. Because it was, that's not God's way to have a political dogfight with any group, let alone the atheist. Um, but out of that, I was able to observe the atheist for about 2.5, 3 years on YouTube. And when I mean observe, I mean I was monitoring them every day, watching what they were doing on YouTube, watching what they were doing with their blogs and things like that. What I found was the atheist community has seen, especially 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, they've seen a strategic niche on the World Wide Web. And so what they did is they really utilized the World Wide Web for their propaganda purposes. So they invested a lot of time and energy, especially into YouTube, where they would consistently attack the Christian faith and propagate their propaganda. So now you have a very strident, it's not as strong as it used to be, it's kind of weakened a bit for various reasons, but it's still there. There's still this very strong, strident, belligerent, dedicated atheist community of bloggers, and they're very fanatical, very dedicated, and they're dedicated to one thing, and that is critiquing and attacking Christianity, and so trying to get young people to follow what they're saying. Now, it's not my call. As time gets on, I'm like today, I've just uploaded 20 videos of preachers, and I've concentrated mainly on gospel work today. I'm going to do a few historical videos in a minute, and this is the only video I'm doing today on atheism. And so what I'm saying is, it's not, even though I got this channel, I will be posting things every now and again for the atheists, but nothing like I used to, because it's not my call, really. But what I'm trying to say is that you've got an army of these atheists out there on the World Wide Web. They're fanatical. They're working 24/7 to attack Christianity. And what is needed is more profile of Christians on YouTube, more websites, more blogs that are counteracting what the atheists are doing. Okay. So I want to encourage the pastors out there to think about this, and maybe if you know a church, show the pastor the video, or church leadership, and this is what I would encourage you to think about. Is your church setting up a ministry on the internet that reaches out to atheists, or reaches out to this blogosphere of atheist community, but also, you know, make it a task force. Join up with other churches, join up with other Christians, and work together on presenting good Christian websites, blogs, YouTube channels, and other multimedia where you can counteract the apologetics of the atheist and do it in a godly way and in a biblical way and in a spiritual way, like a guy called Bible Wingnut, who's recently had Cy Brugengate on, kind of like that. And there needs to be a task force of people doing this, because this village of worldwide, global village of atheists is very strong, and it's very militant, and it's very persistent, and we need to be counteracting it much more vigorously than we are doing. You know, Bart Ehrman in America, he's this guy who's bringing all these arguments against Christian faith, and some scholars got together, started the Bart Ehrman Project, and they have a website and they have a YouTube channel, and they're just making good material. They're not being nasty towards Bart Ehrman, but they're just making really good material critiquing Bart Ehrman's ideas. And that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to encourage you to do. Like I said, it's not for me. It's not my task. I believe that God used me in a crazy way, because it was a crazy time. When I came on YouTube, the atheist bloggers were at their height, and they were really, really vicious. They were really, really getting up to things that were just not on. And I came on the scene, and I was just this crazy dude, and I just did crazy things, and I got enmeshed into this massive world of these atheists on YouTube. But I think, in a crazy way, I was used to alert people to this aggressive atheism. And I think I alerted a lot of people, and especially a few people who were influential, who could do things, and I know I did. Sort of awaken people to see this, how virulent and how fanatical they are. But unfortunately, I think their influence is waning. But there's still a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of ground to take back. There's a lot of young people being influenced by these people. There's a lot of young people, especially in America, and especially around the world. Young people are being influenced by this aggressive atheism. So I'm asking you, as pastors and churches, to pray about getting involved and developing a task force, especially if there are scholars out there. Get together and develop task forces where groups of you set up websites, apologetic websites, and YouTube channels, etc., multimedia, to critique and counteract this stuff. And it needs to be done as a team. You need to be a team. You need to make sure it's church based. You need to make sure it's all backed up with prayer. You need to make sure that you've got experienced leaders around you. If your scholars getting involved in this, if your church gets involved in this, or you get involved in this, you need people who are experienced, because this group are very, very fanatical. So it needs people who are mature and know what they're getting themselves into. But the whole point of it is to prepare a buffer zone of good websites and multimedia, so that young people have another side, so they can hear another side. So the ball's in your court. Why not pray about it and get involved with your church, or as a scholar, get other scholars together. So I would say task forces are needed. on the World Wide Web today to counteract the influence of atheism. Alright? And I hope that you do something about it if you feel called to do something. Alright, take care. God bless.